Good evening. What chance of a little cup romance on Valentine's Day? And who's going all the way? From Russia with love, Gus Hiddink was at Vicarage Road to see how big a salvage job he has on his hands at Chelsea. Watford reckoned their inside knowledge might add to the Blues' lose. Sheffield United were another championship side, sensing some top-flight tremors. They were hoping to walk all over Hull at Bramall Lane. Swansea City provided the FA Cup's cross-border opposition on a day of England-Wales rivalry. They were a headline act in the last round, putting out Portsmouth. Today it was Fulham who went over the Severn Bridge for a place in the last eight. Chris Coleman was born in Swansea, but the Coventry manager had another team in mind today. He was trying to Bigfoot Big Sam and Blackburn at Ewood Park. And today's one Premier League matchup was at Upton Park, with two managers who have met in May. Gianfranco Zola came out on top when Chelsea beat Gareth Southgate's Aston Villa in the last final at the Old Wembley. Would revenge be on the cards as Middlesbrough went to West Ham? Plenty to see and discuss then over the next hour and a quarter. Not least, Cupid making a Valentine's Day appearance at Ewood Park in his pants. Nice. And a little more than his pants, happily. A man who's played in two cup finals, once for Chelsea, beaten by Arsenal in Cardiff, and again in last season's final when Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was on the losing side again for Cardiff against Portsmouth at Wembley. Can't win them all. Jimmy will give his views on all the comings and goings at Chelsea, among other things, alongside him our Saturday night stalwart, Robbie Earle. What a week then at Chelsea. It started with the sudden sacking of manager Luis Felipe Scolari, gathered pace with tales of dressing room splits at the Bridge, and took another turn when Gus Hiddink agreed to spend the rest of the season between West London and Moscow. Meanwhile, Watford, today's opponents at Vicarage Road, felt they had the right men to pull off a fifth-round cup coup.
It pays to expect anything in football. This time last week, Gus Hiddink probably didn't see a trip to Vicarage Road in his future. Now all eyes and cameras are on the most high-profile temp in the country. A watching brief today for the Dutchman, and he already knows what he's looking for.
I'm not just here to have my experience with the club and Premier League, but also I want to see as soon as possible these results.
For everyone bar Hiddink, Vicarage Road has that familiar FA Cup feel and plenty of familiar faces. On Watford's coaching staff, father to one of Chelsea's famous sons, full of hope rather than expectation.
If we can win, it will mean that Chelsea will have to play well under par and we'll have to play our best. If there's a good time to play Chelsea, hopefully it might be now.
Brendan Rodgers made his name at the Bridge before swapping Chelsea's reserves for Watford's relegation battle. He didn't fear the worst for his new team, but expected the best from his old one.
They're ultimate professionals and they go and prepare themselves well for games. They'll rise to the challenge as they do for every game, because that's what makes them the big player. And if anything, it gives them a cause to fight for.
Watching Chelsea's latest fresh start for us, Tony Jones.
Can Watford pull off this season's biggest FA Cup upset against a Chelsea team minus the suspended John Terry? Watford have brought back Gregor Rajak in place of the Hungarian Tamas Priskin. Mike Williamson is cup-tied. On loan at Jack Cork, prevented from playing against his parent club. Chelsea give a debut to Michael Mancien, and Didier Drogba starts alongside Nicolas Anelka. With Cech back and Ivanovic in for Terry, Chelsea make 4 changes from Luis Felipe Scolari's last game. Might be in the bottom 3 in the Championship, but they've benefited from some favourable home draws in both the FA Cup and the Carling Cup. Went out of the Carling Cup to Tottenham Hotspur after they'd seen off West Ham from the Premier League. Here's Drogba and Kalou. A presentable chance for Chelsea in the opening seconds. Kalou just getting in ahead of Hoyt then. Here's Lampard. Now Drogba. Excellent save by Loach. Scott Loach, the 20-year-old who made his England under-21 international debut on Tuesday as a substitute against Ecuador. Chelsea have struggled in the FA Cup this season. 2 games to see off Southend from League One in the 3rd round. Unsuccessful against Ipswich at Stamford Bridge. Next challenge there by McAnuff. McAnuff totally deceived by Drogba's trickery. It's Lampard! Loach to Barry Clare. Mikel following up. Frank Lampard, who did this against Ipswich in the last round and scored. Brendan Rodgers taking the notes. Doesn't need too much detail, having been in charge of the Chelsea reserve team for a time now. Here's Anelka! Another great chance for Chelsea. The partnership and attack here of Drogba and Anelka is repeatedly causing Watford problems. Instinctive understanding. Anelka's strength initially, and the pace and the power then to go on. McAnuff, away from Ballack. Lee Williamson. McAnuff again. Mancien concedes the free kick. Right back who knows his way around the Championship, having been out on loan to both Wolves and Queen's Park Rangers. Demerit's forward. Raziak up. Be a corner to Watford. Alex, the Brazilian who played under Gus Hiddink at PSV Eindhoven there, making the block as Raziak challenged. Short this time by Williamson. In by McAnuff. Raziak up! And scramble away eventually by Drogba. Chelsea felt there that Alex was being held by Raziak. So close. Ivanovic. Now Drogba. Another excellent save by Loach. Down swiftly and holding on. Wilkins in temporary charge of Chelsea this evening. Did have a spell at Watford as number 2 to Luca Vialli. I'm not sure Kalu was intending that. Lampard now. It's Drogba! Chelsea with so much possession, but nothing to show for it. Ashley Cole, who's on duty for England on Wednesday in Spain. Here's Kalu, getting away from Hoyt. Miscued the cross, but it's been kept in by Anelka. And it's come away off Ashley Cole, and it has been blasted over the top of the crossbar by Michael Ballack. Nothing going the way of Chelsea in this second half. That was extraordinary. Who said that he doesn't care? Kalu. Trying to get away from Demerit. Lampard. Mariappa throwing himself at that Frank Lampard shot. Alex is set. In by Lampard. And it's been bet by Alex. And Ballack thought there that he was fouled. Ivanovic was following up. Might have just been a nudge there by Gavin Hoyt on Michael Ballack. But Watford have survived again. Kaluna. Here's Anelka. It is all Chelsea. Watford making a double substitution. Don Cowie is coming on along here with Thomas Priskin, who replaces Gregor Raziak. Ivanovic loses out to Demerit. Here's Doyley. And Priskin is onside. It's Thomas Priskin. Watford are in front. His first meaningful contribution. The Hungarian international just on as a substitute here for Watford has given them the lead. Chelsea are asking the question whether or not Priskin was offside. But the flag stayed down, and Thomas Priskin, who scored here in the Carling Cup against Tottenham Hotspur, has now put Watford in front against Chelsea in the FA Cup. By Kulu. Alex is up there. Alex actually hooked that away from the goalkeeper, hooked it away from goal. And put behind now by Demerit. Watford, having taken the lead, know that they have to dig deep. Lampard with a corner kick. Anelka! Chelsea have their equalising goal. Relief at last for Chelsea. Relief all round. And the celebration suggests that there's real unity in that dressing room as well. Ivanovic making a real nuisance of himself on the edge of the Watford 6-yard area. There might have been a push by Alex, but take nothing away from the finish there by Nicholas Anelka. Ballack. He's dropped, holding up Hoyt, and picking out Ashley Cole. It's Anelka! It's 2-1 now to Chelsea. 2 goals in 90 seconds for Chelsea's top scorer. Wasn't picked up there by O'Toole, and he managed to get in between Mariappa and Demerit. And having been behind and having struggled, Chelsea are now in front. Into stoppage time now at the end of the second half. Shot forward towards McAnuff. Good save by Cech. It's still with McAnuff. And this time Cech is able to hold on. And maybe now Chelsea will hold on to the win. That was the moment maybe for Watford to snatch their equalising goal. Stop. Kalu. Got Anelka alongside. Here is Nicholas Anelka. That's the hat-trick. 20 goals now this season for Nicholas Anelka. An FA Cup winner 11 years ago now with Arsenal. And the second time this season that he's scored 3 goals. Got 3 in the Premier League against Sunderland. This no less important. Chelsea showed plenty of character in front of their new coach, Gus Hiddink, who will have admired the contribution of Nicholas Anelka. A hat-trick for Anelka, and it's Chelsea who are through to the 6th round.
There's a lot of negative stuff in the week, obviously a change in manager and a lot of things said and written. So I think it was very important as a group we stayed firm, worried about the game. We concentrated and we prepared for the game very well. And the best thing was to go 1-0 down with 20 or so minutes to go. We could have gone under and thought it wasn't going to be our day, but I think we responded very quickly, and that's something that we can take a lot of heart from, move forward.
And we were playing against, a world-class outfit, and as I said, I know as well as anyone the qualities that they have. So right up until injury time in the game was in the balance, and for us and where we're at and how we've been working, I've been really proud of that. So now it's sometimes you stand here and it's a hard luck story, but I really think that it's one that we maybe deserve something more from the game.
Everybody keeps thinking we're having a dreadful season. We are still in the lot apart from the Carling Cup. So we're having a good season. We're having a good season, and the best is still to come.
Relief, I would think, for Ray Wilkins. 1 game in charge, don't want to lose it at Watford. God only knows. But where do you see your old club at right now? Rumours of their problems exaggerated or what, Jimmy?
Well, we never know what happens in the dressing room. Obviously, there's something wrong, or there was something wrong, because they weren't playing well. They're trying to put things right, and I think personally, knowing Hiddink, there's no better man to come in and sort things out his way. He didn't show a lot of emotions today, but yeah, obviously there are things not right on the pitch and off the pitch.
There were some good signs today, Rob, but it wasn't a commanding performance, was it?
No, the game was in the balance for long periods. Not dominating as they have done in the past, Chelsea, and they went a goal down, you know, what, about 70 minutes in. And as Frank Lampard said, you know, that to show a little bit of character. It's Doyle was on the ball and he bends one round to Thomas Priskin, who's just on his sub. I think probably his first touch of the ball, and you know, it's a really decent finish. Although Cech gets a hand on it, he has a lot of time to think. I think he's a yard offside, Priskin, when the ball's delivered here. I think he's just ahead of Ashley Cole, who you'll see he's just on the edge of the D. But he gets away, flag stays down. Now he's got plenty of time to think about it, but he makes the right choice just to lift it over the keeper, gets a little bit of luck. And at this point, Watford are thinking, well, maybe it's going to be their day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great finish.
Yeah, good finish. Yeah. And as a striker, Jim, they start with Drogba up front today, and Anelka as part of a front three, if you like, but wide. He doesn't like it.
No, I feel sorry for him in a way, because he tries to do his best when he plays on the right, but they have tried it several times. Yes, Chelsea likes to play 4-4-3-3, and it doesn't work when you don't have the wingers, because he is not a winger. This is a great goal, but the other two sums it up for me. Ray Wilkins changes his style, goes to 4-4-2, and there's Anelka popping up in the box where he deserves to be, and he scores. At the time, he's on fire, you know.
And then really, what, 20 seconds that decide the game?
It's strange, isn't it? They miss there, and
McAnuff,
yeah, great save by the goalkeeper, and they go to the other side, and straight away they score. And again, you know, Kalou gets the ball. He makes a shuffle to the left and pass the ball in the middle. And this is a striker who's in form, who's comfortable.
Player, though, looks a different player when he's playing central than he does wide. He's just got that confidence. And at the moment, he's the man scoring goals. At the moment, it's Didier Drogba who needs to sort of get...
Well, indeed, 20 for the season, that is, for Anelka. And Hiddink watching next to the owner today, it was a bit of a watch and learn brief for both.
I would think he's very good at poker, Mr. Hiddink. He doesn't give an awful lot away, does he?
No.
You see the owner who's next to him, who gets rather excitable. You'd think, looking at the picture, that Hiddink's the owner and Abramovich is maybe the excited son who's at his first game. But no, he doesn't give much away. I think he'll know the kind of work he's got to do. I think he'll go into the dressing room. I don't think he'll worry about big names. I don't think he'll worry about egos. I think the players in form, the players who are doing it, will be the ones who have the shirt.
Think he'll do a good job?
Yes, I do think so. Obviously, he doesn't have a lot of time, but
nobody does in football.
No, but normally, you know, you would get a pre-season, you would be able to put your stamp on the team. He doesn't have that, so he will have to start, you know,
on
quickly.
Monday and be good quick.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next up, Chris Coleman, back at Ewood Park. He used to be the backbone of the... Welcome back. Now, the last time that Blackburn and Coventry met in the FA Cup, it was the Championship side who came out on top in last season's third round. This time, a quarter-final place in the FA Cup, sponsored by E.ON, was the prize for the winners at Ewood Park.
The North West holds no fears for Coventry. Not only were they FA Cup winners here last season, but Carling Cup conquerors too of Manchester United, remember, at Old Trafford. Rovers start at least with mainly players not involved internationally midweek, and with Diouf cup-tied and McQuaid banned, it's Carlos Villanueva on the right of midfield, Stephen Warnock in the centre, and a front pair of Jason Roberts and a now fully focused again Roque Santa Cruz. For Coventry, Stephen Wright's suspended, but Aaron Gunnarsson is free of his. And although David Bell isn't available, they do include two other recent signings in James McPake and Jordan Henderson. But they've had to make a very late change in goal. Andy Marshall replacing Kieran Westwood, who's been taken ill during the warm-up. A cold, grey, chilly afternoon in Lancashire as Coventry at their dark strip get us underway, hoping to reach the quarter-finals for the first time since 1998, and only the second time since they won the Cup under John Sillett 11 years earlier. Here's Warnock. The Frenchman Givet playing at left back then for Rovers today. Having made his first start in the replay against Sunderland and certainly caught the eye, he was man of the match. Freddie Eastwood, partnering Clinton Morrison at the sharp end for Coventry. Samba's header, but leaning. Oh, he was being leaned in too by Morrison. That's Steve Tanner's verdict. Samba's the target up front there. The ball for Santa Cruz. Oh, what a start for Blackburn Rovers. That's why they wanted to keep it. Magnificent finish from the Paraguayan international. On the volley. And so sweetly delivered into the corner. Here's Roberts with a chance to make it too. Miscue. Such a good opportunity, more or less fashioned for himself then, really. Pushed then by Kishinishvili on Morrison. Kishinishvili's protests will fall on deaf ears. Fox, as ever here, keen to take on the responsibility and to find a way back in the game for Coventry. Whipped in, and then it's Goodison. Left unmarked in the centre, and that is an enormous let-off for Blackburn Rovers. He got in then, goal side of defenders. Nobody picked him up, and he just couldn't direct it onto the goal. Frustration for Chris Coleman. His team could so easily then have been back on level terms. Santa Cruz trying to find a little bit of space for himself. Well kept in by Givet. Santa Cruz, good effort. That's the measure of the man. To his right foot here, one look up, and it was swerving all the time. Gunnarsson. Henderson's cross in, it's a dangerous one too. Simpson had to deal with it. Ball's gone to the near post, quite make it. Henderson. Gunnarsson, good effort, oh yes! His first goal in English football, and it's an absolute belter. What a hit that is. Eat your heart out, Santa Cruz. Aaron Gunnarsson. Was clumsy there, and rightly penalised, Scott down. Extra leverage as he challenged with Roque Santa Cruz. Samba's in the mix for Rovers. It is done. Little flick on. No. Givet heading in, but referee Tanner had already blown. Some tugging, he says. It's a controversial decision as it's whipped in here by David Dunn. Steve Tanner saw some shirt tugging. Frustration for Big Sam. We have a streaker on the field. He's not going to be my Valentine, I can tell you. Or anybody's, I would think. Givet. Morrison, Eastwood. It's Doyle who's made the run here. Mike Doyle deflected. For the third game in a row, Michael Doyle has scored for Coventry. And this one has swung this cup tie right around. Morrison's pass here, headed on by Eastwood. There's a clear deflection off Samba. It deceived Paul Robinson. It's gone him into the corner. And Coventry, from being a goal down, now lead 2-1. And Coventry, Chris Coleman's team, have a real taste for the FA Cup. It's away by Dan. Nice goalkeeping, Sam. Freddie Eastwood. Got 5 up, including Leon Best. Doyle. Now Eastwood, who can finish it here. Right across the face of goal and beyond Clinton Morrison. They really could have booked their place then in the quarter-finals. The board has now gone on to 5 extra minutes. He said he didn't want to replay Sam Allardyce. At the moment, he's not going to get one. They're going out of the FA Cup unless they can find an equaliser here. Marshall keeping a watchful eye on it. He just got with his fist to it. Whip back in again. Oh, they survive here. They haven't yet. Simpson, all hands to that defensive pump for Coventry. Desperate defending. Really clinging on now. Up goes Samba to flick it on. McCarthy. Was he fouled? No penalty. No response indeed from Steve Tanner. Kishanachvili. Coventry really being pegged back here. It's Tracy to whip it in. Marshall's lost it. Samba in. And they have equalised. Chris Samba. Coventry City were hanging on for dear life. And just when you thought they might have got away with it, Chris Samba managed to whip it in past the defender on the line. Certainly Sam Allardyce, even if he doesn't want to replay, he's settled for that now, rather than go out of the competition. Another big test here of Coventry's resolve. Oh, right across the goal again. And Osborne managed to smuggle it away. Marshall stays on his line. Well, a pulsating cup tie that swung one way, then the other. Smiles and congratulations all round. Relief for Sam Allardyce. He may not want a replay, but he's got one now. They're going to have to survive a really tricky tie, surely now, at the Ricoh Arena. Chris Samba with that life-saving goal in stoppage time to give us a final score at Ewood Park. Well, Blackburn Rovers 2, Coventry City 2.
The FA Cup is not only about quality, it's about mental and heart. It's not because everybody is equal. So, I mean, you have to show a little bit more character when things is not going your way to dig yourself out of some situation.
You know, to get 2 goals back, 2 great goals, to put us back in front, and just with you know, the lines, the referees put, or the linesmen, the 4th officials put up 5 minutes. I think it was for the guy who came on with no clothes, a streaker. But you know, but for that, you know, we're sitting there now in the quarter-finals.
We've had a very, very good goal disallowed today. I don't see anything wrong whatsoever with the goal. If that's a free kick, then I've not been a football manager for the last 16 years. If that's a free kick, or if it is, then there's going to be 120 free kicks every game, and that's a big disappointment for us. That would have knocked the stuffing out of Coventry, then put us back in front, and we could have perhaps seen the game out to get through to the next round.
There were, it seemed to me, boys, 3 key men on the pitch today.
Yeah.
An Icelandic teenager, a big defender from Congo, and a fella in his pants.
Yeah, some more striking than others. He's got his shoes on as well. I'm not really having that. And
he's gone practical, though, hasn't he,
yeah,
to be fair?
It must be a little bit
I
cold
like
at Blackburn by the looks of things. But this fella particularly caught the eye, Gunnarsson. This moment he won't want to relive. 6 yards out, heads the ball wider than it. When it started, it came to his head, actually. But
19-year-old?
Decent footballer, and the goal epitomises the quality that he's got. Chris Coleman was talking about him after the game, saying he's one for the future. That's the reason why. One touch to control. I mean, the difficulty on this volley, ball going away from him, to hit it, control it with the power that he did.
Hasselbank-esque.
Oh, there's a compliment.
The way he kind of wraps that right thigh around it. Another big lad, Chris Samba.
Yeah.
Again, he had perhaps a moment he won't want to relive too often, but he makes amends.
He was very unlucky. I think he's been a very good buy for Blackburn. Here, he comes across and he hits the ball. He tries to block the ball, and unfortunately, Michael Doyle's shot. And unfortunately, he hits his thigh and goes over the keeper. But this is ever so well. This is a shot from the left back. Comes to Samba and turns around and hits it. And this is a good finish for a centre half of 6 foot plus.
Yeah. Oh, he's a big boy, all right.
Big boy, yeah.
Yeah. Coventry taken back to Blackburn. Got a chance?
I would think
taken
so.
back to Cov, yeah.
I would think so. Coventry played really well in the second half. I think they deserved something better out of the game.
It's almost as though Coventry have played better in the Cup than they have in the league, strangely enough.
Yeah, they've been very inconsistent in the Championship, as Chris Coleman knows, but yeah, they'll give themselves half a chance.
Yeah, and they're in the
Should have won today.
Exactly. Another Championship versus Premier League Cup tie coming up. A blood and thunder Yorkshire derby at Bramall Lane.
Mayte plays for the first time since being in Abidjan 2 weeks ago, when 19 fans died at the World Cup qualifier between Ivory Coast and Malawi. West Brom's captain, Jonathan Greening, committing himself to the club, whatever happens. I think he has a strong suspicion what is going to happen this season. Good running by Zyvalon on that far side, who has got the better of Nugent. Decent ball in. Oh, and James didn't grab that cleanly at all. As the ball comes in from that right-hand side, Zyvalon doing really well. It looked routine, and luckily for Portsmouth, it fell to Sylvain Distin. Brunt on the touchline on the far side. Dorrans, though, looking for Fortuné. Won't get a free kick for that, but Portsmouth defenders not sure where the ball was there for a moment, and it required a sharp save from David James. That was, frankly, a bit of a mess from Portsmouth at the back, and they were a little fortunate to get away with it. David James with a good save. Peter Crouch finding Jermaine Pennant. Kranjčar, a little bit more fluidity about this move here from Pompey, as Kabul's attempted cross loops behind for a corner. Now Jermaine Pennant will take this corner for Portsmouth. Kranjčar! West Bromwich Albion is saved by the foot of the post. Kranjčar getting there first, and agonisingly for Portsmouth, just ricocheting to safety off that far post. Zyvalon. Again, it just goes loose in midfield from West Bromwich Albion. It's sloppy play, and you sense that sooner or later they're going to be made to pay for it. Jermaine Pennant, what sort of damage can he inflict on this near side? Robinson sticking to his task manfully, but great play by Portsmouth. It's Kabul! Oh, it's a fantastic goal! It's an absolutely brilliant goal from Yunus Kabul! And Portsmouth are ahead here. Lovely touch from Jermaine Pennant and from Yunus Kabul, who scores his first Premier League goal for Portsmouth following his move from Tottenham last year. A win for Portsmouth would take them up to 36 points. Long way to go in this match, though. Chris Brunt in possession here for West Brom. Oh, and it was nearly the perfect response. Low and hard from Chris Brunt there, just turned inside the defender, get the shot away. West Brom with 6 defeats from the last 9 matches. At the moment they're heading for another one here. Zyvalon
Good play, lovely pass. Oh, and in the end, it was Mullins who got in there. The shot from Morrison, and then the equaliser, scored by Jonathan Greening, the captain of West Bromwich Albion. They are back in the match. Greening's second goal of the season. He scored against Portsmouth at the Hawthorns in a 1-1 draw earlier in the season, and he's made it 1-1 here at Fratton Park. Able to squeeze it home inside the near post. The perfect start to the second half for the Albion. Syvalon wants it on the near side, and Dorrans finds it. Good ball, decent crossing opportunity as well. Away by Distan, only as far as Greening. Corran on the edge of the box, free kick West Brom, and not a bad place to get one either. Mullins, the player penalised, not happy with it, but he certainly took the player rather than the ball. Just the sort of situation West Bromwich Albion need to take advantage of here. Brunt with the kick, oh, and a goal! Chris Brunt for West Bromwich Albion. What a strike! And they've turned the game around. Have they given themselves new, fresh hope of perhaps a great escape? David James was there, took a little deflection, it almost looked like it went through the goalkeeper. And Fratton Park, apart from one little corner, is silenced. Mullins challenged by Morrison. Morrison penalised. Mullins, having conceded a free kick in a dangerous spot at one end, has suddenly won one in a similar position at the other. Portsmouth have got the chance here to get level almost immediately after West Brom's second goal. Cranshaw strikes it! That's absolutely sensational! This is how you take a free kick. Scott Carson, no chance. And no sooner do West Bromwich Albion go ahead than they find themselves pegged back. Robert Corran. Good running by Fortuné, needs some support. This is Fortuné for West Brom. Down he goes, he was tackled there by Sylvain Distan, who was stretched to the limit. Fortuné causing real problems. Distan just got a touch on the ball. Wonder whether that was West Bromwich Albion's last chance of the afternoon.
We probably had enough opportunities to win the game, but didn't. I think that's the fine margins all season for us, really. We've been pretty decent, and so if we'd have lost this game, it would have just been the expected result, and everybody would have